EA Sports might slowly be turning Team of the Season around, especially if they give me something really, really good right now. That's going to be Grimaldo, which is heavily disappointing because I already have his Team of the Year card, but I guess this card is slightly better. I'm not actually sure. We'll have to check the playstyles and compare them both. I think I might actually like the Team of the Season more, but that's not a bad pull to start off today's video. And we've got so many more objectives. We've got a cup. We've got SBCs, a big icon SBC that just dropped into the game. And despite the fact that Team of the Season has been terrible, I mean, it has been a 2 out of 10 promo. It may be the worst Team of the Season in the history of Team of the Seasons. Like, every iteration of this game has had a better Team of the Season than FC 25, but maybe EA Sports are going to turn this around, and it's kind of started yesterday with all of the content that got released. So we're going to go over that. We'll get to the market a little bit later in the video. So if you're excited for it, drop a like on today's video, subscribe to the channel if you're new. Let's hop into it. Do you guys need coins in FC 25 Ultimate Team? Well, U7Buy has you covered. It's cheap, it's fast, and it's safe with 24/7 online customer support. Even big creators use it, and it has over 40,000 positive reviews. Make sure to use my link down in the description and use code Nitro for an extra 8% at checkout. And on top of all of that, you'll get a 19% newcomers coins bonus. Early yesterday morning, there were whispers of an icon casino coming to the game yesterday, but honestly, I saw this and I really wasn't all that interested in it because we've seen this before. Sure, we could have a lot of pulls in those packs that are over 1 million coins. There's always a chance, but with these 89 plus icons and heroes and 90 plus that we've even seen recently, the odds of actually getting something great is pretty close to zero. It has made these icon SBCs this year just non-desirable. On Footbin, normally their upvotes are about 6% or lower. Nobody's interested in these. So I kind of looked at that and just glazed over it. I didn't really care for it. But it came out and it's a 93 plus. So they have juiced these icon player picks. But look at the windows that are required for this. 89, 89, 89, 90, 90, 90, 90, 90, 91. It is not a cheap SBC to do. I mean, you're spending not 1 million coins, but you're getting close to it for this 93 plus icon player pick. And taking a look at some of the cards that you get out of these, I've kind of scrolled through the replies. You've got Sol Campbell. I mean, it's not a bad pull, but it's like 400,000 coins. Baggio's less. Smith is basically fodder. You've got some good pulls here. You've got a Cruyff and a Cafu, but like taking a look at even the good pulls, like if you were to get Cafu, it's still not going to get, like, he still doesn't go for 900K, which is what you're spending in fodder on the SBC. So it's tough given the fact that, you know, you could go out and do player SBCs for much, much cheaper. And so I don't really know if I'll ever be sending it for this SBC. Take a look at the Cruyff, though. That would be a decent pull. 5 million coins. That guy absolutely got a banger in that one. But overall, I've seen most of these kind of give average players at best. Another Cruyff there. So maybe they're giving out some Cruyffs. Prince, Rooney, Yashin, that's an L right there. Zambrata, Rivaldo, Buffon. That's an L right there. I mean, Rivaldo does go for about 800K. It's not too bad. But you can kind of see it's pretty risky. And you're spending a lot of fodder that you could be using on something else. But one thing that has made Team of the Season so terrible is the fact that we just haven't been getting good player SBCs throughout the promo. And right now, we've got cards like Frimpong, and we've got cards like Lars Ricken and Kim Min Jae, which came out recently. There's okay SBCs, but there's nothing crazy in SBCs right now. There's nothing elite that we're grinding towards. So a lot of people do have leftover fodder. If you have that, then maybe it's worth sending a punt to see if you can get a Cruyff or a Ronaldinho or a Pele or an R9. Because right now, it just doesn't seem like EA Sports have any interest in making the SBCs any better in terms of players. Though if we take a look at the overall ratings of Bundesliga compared to Premier League and Ligue 1, they are slightly higher. I'm not sure if that's just the natural progression of the power curve that EA had planned all along, or if they're starting to try to juice this promo a little bit more as it goes along because of how much the player base has been complaining about these cards. Because take a look at Bundesliga and their prices. You've got Kane, great card to pack. Wirtz, great card to pack. Musiala is a great card to pack. Olise is a great card to pack. You've got Ta and Davies. Pretty good cards to pack right there. Definitely a great card to pack for Ta right there. There's a lot more cards in this promo that are actually of value that we would expect from a team of the season team. Now, that doesn't, excuse the fact that there's another 40 cards in the promo that are just absolute duds. And the fact that you're going to see a blue flare and probably still not get that excited is still the case. Osimhen's a good card to pull right there. And then you've got the Frauen Bundesliga, which has Harder, and then Freigang, and then a bunch of just fodder cards. Every single other one is a fodder card. So overall, I still think team of the season, not that great right now, but maybe on the right path. And overall, I've been saving a lot of my packs because of the fact that I just haven't been that interested in the SBCs. So it's like, all right, I don't really care to get fodder right now. If I were to rip my packs and get some high rateds, I don't really have much that I feel like doing with the fodder. And so I have all this SBC storage. Like, let me go ahead and rip a big pack right now. We'll rip an 84 times 5. That's not that big of a pack, but could get a blue. Didn't get a blue, but could get a blue. We look at the SBC storage on mine, and it's getting pretty full. I have 93. I'll go ahead and close my face cam real quick. I have 93 out of 100 spots taken, and the only thing that I really want to do right now is other upgrade packs, like getting the 83 plus times 14s, the 83 plus times 10s, the 83 times 7 Bundesliga packs, stuff like that. I'll do those. But, I still have 94 grind packs. I probably have 150 of the crafting packs. I've got 100 Dream Chasers packs that I still haven't opened, and so many of the objective and upgrade packs that I've just been saving and saving and saving. I just don't feel like opening them yet because they have not come out with enough content that deals with the fodder. And right now, with the release of the icon player pick, at least you have something to do with the high rated fodder cards. But EA Sports, there's a couple things that we need right now. One of which is, make these cards a little bit more juiced. Give me 4 play styles on an SBC. It doesn't have to be a ton of them, but like one per week, just one SBC per week that is an absolute banger that we can grind for. Give me a 96 rated card with 4 play styles that can actually be used in game. That's super meta that I can do right now. That's what I'm looking for. And give me exchange SBCs, because I've got a lot of 87s, 88s, 89s, 90s, 91s. I'm not sure I want to do the 93 plus Encore Icon SBC, but I'll do some exchange SBCs to get myself another chance of packing an Ultimate Team of the Season when that comes around, which is obviously still a few weeks away. We've got a couple more weeks of Team of the Season. We have not seen La Liga yet. We haven't seen Serie A yet. Those will be the next 2 weeks, and then we're going to, I believe, have a 6th week where we're going to have, I can't remember if that's Ultimate TOTS or if the 6th week is Rest of World. I think the 6th week actually is Ultimate TOTS, but I'll have to double check. But we do know the next 2 weeks are going to be Serie A, La Liga. So we've still got a couple weeks left. EA Sports seem to be kind of on the right track, but there's still some things missing, and hopefully they can get around to that. Now, in terms of our investments, things are looking pretty good in most aspects, unless you've gone in on really expensive cards. Because over the last couple of days, with Bundesliga Team of the Season and the release of that 93 plus Encore Icon SBC, we've seen a drop in price on a lot of the previous Team of the Season cards. Take a look at the Erling Haaland, for example. 300,000 coins right now. This card has not been doing well out of packs. He has gone from 380k down to 300,000 coins. So that's a pretty significant drop, but you take a look at some of the other cards that were in that Team of the Season, like Bukayo Saka, a card we invested in. He's at about 46 to 47,000 coins now, and it's slightly up from when we picked that card up at about 41,000 coins. We were actually getting that card for 36 to 39K. If you guys watched the last video on our YouTube channel here, which you should subscribe to, by the way, so you don't miss out on any more of these, we picked up a lot of Bukayo Saka at 41,000 coins and less. Again, we got a lot of them for about 36 to 38K during Division Rival Rewards, and we've got dozens of that card right there. So Bukayo Saka is up in price, and he's one of the few that are up in price just because he was so cheap while in packs, but a lot of the meta cards are down right now, and we're kind of waiting for a little bit of a recovery. If you do have any Premier League Team of the Season cards that you invested in and you're waiting on them to go up, if they've gone down already, or even if they're up a little bit like that Bukayo Saka investment we made, what I would say is wait until Thursday, because I think that as we get out of some of this hype that we're in right now with the release of a lot of SBCs, the big Encore Icon SBC that people are selling cards to complete, I think that we're going to see a recovery with more buying power. People are going to get coins for Division Rival Rewards, and they're going to pick up some of these Premier League TOTS here soon. So I think that some of these cards still have potential to go up. I like the Bukayo Saka investment a lot. The Anthony Robinson investment was incredible. If you went in on Robinson, which we did for a couple cards, not nearly as many as Bukayo Saka, but if you bought this card, this was the best investment, I think, from the Premier League Team of the Season. He went from 21,000 coins all the way to 30 already, and he's probably going to go to 35 or 40 by the end of the week, in my opinion. I think he's still got a lot of room to grow, a lot of room to go up in price right now. So that card is looking good. Then we take a look at, some of the cards that we also invest in, like McAllister. He hasn't moved. This is a card that was about 100K when we bought him. I think we got him for 98K. He's still about the same price, right? So I'm going to wait till Thursday. We're going to sell those cards then. But for all of the fodder cards, we've actually got a brand new cup. And that's the reason, as we were scrolling across, that you saw I sold a lot of these Team of the Season cards yesterday for about 20,000 coins each. I probably could have gotten more for Tillman specifically, but these Team of the Seasons are all about 20K. We got them all for about 12 to 13 when Eredivisie was out and Team of the Seasons weren't really needed yet. But because they're needed in SBCs, of course, you need them to complete some upgrade SBCs and get the guaranteed Team of the Season SBCs, they started to go up in price. But on top of that, there's a new cup that requires you to have some Team of the Season cards in it, and it's gained demand for some of these cheaper Team of the Season cards. It's actually been absolutely clutch for us, the TOTS Bundesliga Cup. And if you take a look at the requirements for this, guys, it's a maximum 87 rated team. You can't use bronzes, but you could put silvers on your bench. You can't have anything that is 94 and higher, but you can have a couple that are 92 and higher. So a lot of our fodder cards were 92 rated, 91 rated. So those cards went up in price because they're super cheap. You can get them for the TOTS Bundesliga Cup, and you need 7 of them in this team. As you can see, 7 Team of the Seasons are required for this squad. So that is gaining demand for us, and throughout the next couple of days, 4 days and 6 hours, these cards will still be in demand and should stay up in price just at least a little bit. And on top of that, we're going to get the guaranteed Bundesliga packs in SBCs here in a couple of days as well. So all of that combined makes it really nice for selling all of our fodder card investments. We've made a lot of profit on those cards, and you can take your profit now, or you could wait even longer. If you take a look at last year, guys, these cards that we sold for 20,000 coins today, that we got for 12 or 13, they actually continued to rise throughout Team of the Season. So they went slowly up and up even more. And they even reached the point where I think they went extinct at 30K last year. So the longer you wait, the better it should be. But I'm pretty happy with the profit, and that's why I took it. And I plan on reinvesting a lot of these coins here shortly once we come around to Thursday. So let's go ahead and talk about our Bundesliga Team of the Season investments, because that's going to be what we're focused on next here in a couple of days. Right now, we're seeing a drop on center back cards. Take a look at the Upamecano, 295,000 coins, a pretty significant drop yesterday on Sunday, from about 350 all the way down to 270. So he's not at his lowest point right now. I probably wouldn't I don't know if I would buy at 295, but there's definitely a potential of a rebound over the next couple days on Tuesday and Wednesday. Ta about 1.5. He's up to 1.6. I wouldn't buy at these prices right here, but I do like the center backs. Overall, this isn't a center back, but we'll look at Davies anyway. I do like the center backs because the Kim and Jay pushed them down in price a lot, which means that, one, they're supplied right now because they're in packs. Two, they're replaced by an SBC that just came out, and three, they go out of packs on Friday. So the demand is going to probably rise as time goes on, and the supply is going to drop as time goes on. It should be a really good combination for the center backs to go up in price. So I'm looking at Upamecano specifically, but I don't like that current price that he's at. But keep an eye on him. We might be able to flip this card between Monday and Wednesday, but if you want to play it safe, wait till Thursday at Division Rival Rewards, which is what we normally do. Buy the cards at Division Rival Rewards and then wait for them to rise throughout the weekend. Now, again, that didn't work as well for Premier League as it did for Ligue 1. Ligue 1, absolutely, we crushed it, fellas. I mean, we made so many coins on Ligue 1 because these cards, like Karchawi, which we invested pretty heavily in, that team of the season card, she's down in price again now. We have had a couple of left-back evolutions that have hurt that price, so this card actually did drop a little bit, but we picked this card up when she was in packs. This card was 70,000 coins. We got her for 65K, and we got quite a few of those cards. She went all the way to 116,000 coins. Now, thankfully, we sold a few of those cards right at that peak, which was after Division Rival Rewards the next week. Take a look at our transfer list. 117,000 coins on that Karchawi, but 93 on that one, 91 on that one. So I did sell some of them for 117. I have cleared my transfer list a couple times in the last few days. These are all the sales from the last 2 days, I believe. And then that one obviously is from Friday. But these cards did drop in price, so we didn't sell all of the Karchawis on Friday, only a few of them. So we made some profits on the 117K. We still made, what was it, about 30K after tax, about 25K per card on these Karchawis, but we could have made a lot more. So selling before the content release on Friday might be the move. Right after Division Rival Rewards on Thursday, wait for them to rise. That's probably the play for this week as well with the Premier Leagues, as I mentioned, and it's probably going to be the play with the Bundesliga team of the season cards. But I've got a couple more that I do want to talk about other than Upamecano, who I like, because there's a few cards on the bench that are honestly pretty good and have quite a cheap price tag to them. One of those is Ekitike. This card has 99 pace with some decent play styles. Not the greatest on the chip shot. Nobody really likes chip shot plus, but finesse shot plus and rapid plus with 99 pace and pretty good stats all around with 4-star, 5-star. It's a card that I think a lot of people are going to desire after this card goes out of packs. At only 142,000 coins, it's really, really nice. And a lot of these 94 rated cards might be cards that we're looking at because they're not needed for the TOTS Bundesliga Cup. And so the demand isn't there right now for Nkapie. The demand isn't there for Schlotterbeck or Ekitike or Girassi. So right now they're pretty low. Wait till Thursday. Pick them up at Division Rival Rewards. I like Schlotterbeck. I like Ekitike. Nkapie might be a shout. He's probably going to get down to fodder price and be 20,000 coins here shortly, but he still might do well out of pack. So we'll keep an eye on all of those cards on the bench. As we go to Frauen Bundesliga, there isn't a lot that catches my eye. Huth might be a card that we look at as time goes on. Beulah's nice because she can play center attacking mid and has some pretty decent play styles for it. But again, these cards are going to be a little tougher to link given the fact that it is the Frauen Bundesliga. And so you know, unless you're linking with other cards from Frauen Bundesliga, it's just not going to be the easiest to get into the squad unless you have a lot of icons and heroes in your team. So that's kind of my take on which investments are going to be best from these leagues. As we finish off today's video, we actually can look at some fodder cards are starting to rise, and I think a lot of that is because the team of the seasons are starting to rise. If the team of the seasons are going to be, you know, not in demand, then this fodder is going to be low. But the more that team of the season cards are in demand, the higher Rodri is going to go, the higher Haaland's going to go. Even the higher cards like De Bruyne are going to go a little bit lower rated at 90 rated. So there's a little bit of movement right now. A lot of this is also because of that 93 rated icon SBC. So it's moving the price of team of the seasons up. And that's another reason why we saw a little bit of a rise on some of these cards. We take a look at that Akliuche, who we sold earlier today. A nice little spike after the release of the TOTS Bundesliga Cup and the release of that SBC. A nice spike on those cards right there. So really, really nice profits. We'll keep an eye on fodder, but if my instincts tell me correctly, I would say I don't think that these are sustainable investments in the long term. I just don't know if there's going to be another drop after this cup is over and after the hype for the SBC goes away. They could come back down in price, and we haven't seen much movement from anything that's below 90 rated. Like 89s are sitting at 9.2, 88s are sitting at 6.2, 87s are 5.2. At this point, I don't know if any of these cards are ever going to wake up again. They're going to need to drop something very exciting. EA Sports are going to need to absolutely crush it with some sort of SBC if they want these cards to ever wake up again, because I think that they might just be completely dead. They might be done. They might have to update the price ranges, like, quite frankly, because these 87s, like, they're not going to sell. They will not sell at this point unless you get lucky. So they're probably going to have to update price ranges if they ever want these cards to sell again. So it's a disaster so far for fodder investments. But if we kind of look back at last year, it wasn't this bad, but it kind of followed the same trend. Fodder dies during Team of the Year because there's so many high-rated players that you're packing consistently. And so, I mean, you guys will pack them consistently. Not me with my pack luck, but these cards are packed so much easier than any other time in the year. You're getting so many high-rated players that it's just like fodder just dies. So even though we're starting to see some of the higher rateds like 91s and 92s and even 90s wake up a little bit, I just don't think that it's going to be great as an investment right now. If you wanted to take a punt, though, on any rating, I would take the punt on probably 90s. I would probably take the punt on 90s if you wanted to get De Bruyne for as close to, you know, that lowest point as possible. That might be the shout, but I don't really love fodder as an investment right now. Anyways, guys, that's going to be it for today's video. A little bit of a longer video, so if you made it to the end, go ahead and comment the secret comment word of the day, which is Fred. Comment Fred down in the comments below, and I'll make sure to drop a heart on everybody's comment who says Fred. I'll see you guys again tomorrow. Peace out.